there's the little story of a young boy who was desiring to grow and mature in life in general, in his spiritual life as in general as well as a person. And so he sought out the direction of a wise monk. And so he had an interview with this wise monk, and he asked him about what lesson could he teach him to help him on his way to grow spiritually and to grow generally in life as a human person, as God would have him to do. And so the monk said to him, "Listen," and then kind of in a pensive way looked down, and a few moments passed by, and the boy, patiently waiting, said, yes, Father, I'm listening. And then the monk turned to him with a smile on his face and said, "That's everything. Listen." In life, many times we don't listen. We only listen to ourselves and our own opinions and our own likes. And many times, those things are what impede us in our own personal relationships with others, and also with God. Let's say with God who has got a lot to say to us, to teach us in order to help us to grow and to be conformed to His holy will. Many times we're just busy babbling out words and telling God all our things, and we're not listening. And in our relationships with others, many times we are speaking or we're listening to our own likes and our own opinions, how we like to think on things, how to do things and all the rest of it. And if things don't conform to our likes and how we do things, then we're in a disagreement. And there's a failure of charity in that sense of listening also in respect to those around us. There's the story. I'm saying this because Jesus today, when he is asked about what is the first of all the commandments, he replies, "This is the first commandment. Listen, Israel. The Lord our God is the one Lord." It's called the Shema, the prayer of the Shema. That's a Hebrew word. Shema means to listen, which is the first thing in obeying God, listening to Him in order to obey. In fact, the word obedience comes from the Latin ob audire, the composite of two words, ob audire, and audire means to listen. So to obey proceeds from listening to, and that's what should be our personal relationship with God. First of all, to listen to Him. There's another story of in a relationship, and a newlywed couple. At the beginning of the marriage, were going through difficult times, and in the sense of they were bickering over petty little things. For example, they shared the same tube of toothpaste, right? Which that's quite good, isn't it? They're sharing the same things, sharing the same tube of toothpaste. The only thing is that the man, he was very meticulous in his way of doing things. And as he would start with the tube squeezing at the bottom and then rolling it up in a meticulous way as the tube was going down. Well, she was more spontaneous, and she'd take it as it came and just squeezed it wherever her hand was on the tube, and so in any old way. But that was a bone of contention between them. This is a true story. And it was a cause of disagreements among them, until they came up with a good idea that each should have their own tube. And they laughed at telling the story. And the moment when one wasn't trying to impose himself or herself on the other, their own criteria and their own likes, with such little petty things that are neutral in their significance, then there was peace amongst them. And that is much in general things in life, how many times we judge and criticize others because they don't conform to our image and likings as we have our criteria and opinions in life. So All this is to do with charity. Charity puts oneself in the last place and gives precedence to others. And in such little things, then, perhaps we have to be a little bit more charitable and a little bit more patient in our dealings with others. Because to love our neighbour as ourselves is one of the principal commandments of the law, as Jesus teaches us today. So we can ask for that, the gift of charity and the gift of listening, which is one main aspect of being charitable and loving God and loving our neighbour. Amen.